to dive in with you guys this morning and do some earth, air, fire, water element readings. Now, what this means is depending on, let's say we have more earth signs in here, so it's going to pull more earth. If we have more air, it's going to pull more air. If we have more water, it's going to pull more water. If we have more fire, it's going to pull more fire. And let's say that there are specifics, right? Well, there may be specifics that come out for you in those element signs too. And the reason why October 29th is so big is because Mercury moves into Sagittarius, which could look like personal wake-up calls, which could look like personal realizations. Also, we're dealing with Uranus that is in Gemini in retrograde, and it will be moving into Taurus on the 7th of November. We also do have Mercury retrograde coming up. I think it's next week or at the end of this week. So we might be in the shadow phase now. So we're going to dive in. We're going to start doing earth, air, fire, water here as we begin. But I wanted to give, you know, a little background of the transformative energy that you guys have been in or been feeling. These breakthroughs or these wake-up calls or these recalls or these maybe judgment cards or Wheel of Fortune things that are making sense. It's really having to do with the astrology of things. And if you guys are interested in having your birth chart and astrology all put together and read in depth, you're more than welcome to come see me and we'll put that stuff together for you. And it dives really deep into all many different things. But you can come hang out with me at Four Corners Healing 37 and book one of those. But right now we need to dive deep into earth, air, fire, water. And we're going to jump. And I don't know why, but today we're going to jump. So right now they're having me start with air. So we're doing Gemini, Libra, and good old Aquarius. Alright, so it may pull into one of more of these shifts, okay? Said tone. Okay, hold on a second. Tone. Frequency. Harmony. Phase. Okay. Alright, cool. So right now I just want to give you guys pings of what I was picking up, and then they started to give me full conversation, energetic sensations, and validation of words, you could say, in form. So we've got air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius right now, okay? And they said tone, which is the word, the spoken word, okay? Frequency, energy, color, vibration, shapes, hermetics, okay, frequency, harmony, okay, phase was the last word that I also got, and the collective consciousness is here to raise. So what this is telling me is that specific for you guys, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, there's been a balancing that's taking place in the transformation phase with the way that you speak, the tone, the things that you listen to, the things that you see, how you see things playing out, how you see the view of all things. So there's been a lot of a raising of a vibration of awareness within yourself, okay, and other things around you because of the awareness within yourself. So they're showing me the third eye, the crown, being cleansed or being washed, okay? And this is the sensation that there's been this peeling away of this filmy layer where maybe you guys didn't have as much clarity, you didn't have direction. There was not so much sincerity towards your voice or your tone. And they're talking about the word, and they're talking about different tones of words. They're taking me back to a very shamanic principle of my understanding, which is the A-E-I-O-U vibration. It was the very first spoken word. Oh, and we didn't talk. We were at one point in time, we were quite, we were cave dwellers, right? So most of the time there was the that came out, and those tones and vibrations, right? And we all know that when we deepen ourselves into the vibration, it sounds like you're saying home. Okay, and if you do that and you practice that resonance, you'll actually feel that not only in your heart center of your chest, but you'll feel it in the solar plexus of your body. That's home, right? So they're also giving me significance that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, there's been more of a coming home. There's been more of coming back to self. There's been more awareness. Things are more in a harmonious, balanced layer for you, okay? Now, specific to Libra, there's something that you need to follow through with. They said Libra specifically, there's something that you need to follow through with. There's something that maybe you have been pessimistic about is what they're giving me, where there's been some type of doubt. Oh, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know how that would play out. And those types of questionings is what's bringing you the self-doubt. So tone, word, your spoken word, even if it's inside your head, you have to realize that these are spoken words that are being bred to your consciousness and your subconscious simultaneously. Okay, so they're talking about all of this with even in your head. So the more aware you are, Libra, of the conscious things that are being said to yourself in vibration, the more you can eradicate or dismantle that belief system or that tone or that vibration. Okay, so there's something that you need to follow through on. Whether this is a project you started, they want you to finish it, or whether it's a pull that you're getting to go do that thing, go ahead and start that thing, go ahead and do that thing. Okay, if there's some type of learning or knowledge or experience that you're wanting to have, go grasp onto that thing is what they're telling me. Specifically Libra. Gemini, this is funny. Okay, in the Gemini area, there's always that duality. There's this cosmic principle to you, but there's this harmonious, physical, practical layer about you. Now, what's really cool is they showed me the two faces of Gemini in duality merging into one, which is really cool, because what they're showing me then is this is a more harmonious, studious energy for you, specifically Gemini, where you are not masking what you want to do or what you want to fall into. There's a new authority, a new presence, a new energy about yourself going, nope, this is just what it is now. And it's that plain and simple for you right now. There's been a merging of the physical and the spiritual. Now, most people will put this into a common pretense of being into wholeness, right? Coming into communion with higher self, with duality, right? And so it's like maybe you have been in two worlds simultaneously. Maybe you've been in places and choices, or unconscious places or unconscious choices that maybe you haven't necessarily been aware of that you've been making. Those choices now simultaneously are going to be shaking your foundation, because they're going to be showing you exactly how you're manifesting these things. You're like, oh, well, wait a minute. I didn't know that that's the way I manifested it. Well, you didn't particularly manifested it that way, but you manifested the outcome. So there's been some type of understanding and combination of the physical presence of the vibration and how you're manifesting things in your awareness and your conscious awareness. Aquarius, there's a whole new heart-centeredness, a whole new openness and vibration. There's this reformulation there's this reformulation of the heart center from above. There's a reformulation of the heart center from above. So I really feel like maybe there was ascended masters, archangels, guides, something that was intervening on your heart space to heal different things or help you move through different things that you may have been going through this transition. And when they speak of transition, they're talking about a 2 to 3 month transition that you have been going through, but is now coming to an ending phase. There's more of this openness that's showing you how you project upon things in your own reality, how your heart, oh, look at that, I have a little fuzzy, how cute, of how your heart projects your reality, okay, and how your heart center is more open in this reality now than what it was. So maybe you were closed off to ideas, maybe you were closed off to people, maybe you were closed off to thinking that you knew how things were going to work out for you. And this is where you're now having more of a heart centeredness going, okay, Well, I'm okay with this. It's more of the surrenderance process is what they're giving me right now. Okay, so it's more of a surrenderance process is what they're giving me, Aquarius, where there's more of a heart openness. There's less judgment, more openness about not knowing what you're doing or where you're going. So this is more an alignment of being able to allow things to come into your reality rather than you trying to pull the strings and making one thing happen on your own accord. There's where this heart openness, this surrenderance path, this transformation path, Aquarius, that you've been on, is allowing more information to come into your vibration. Now, air signs as a whole, you're going to be hearing a lot from Hermes. You're going to be hearing a lot from Archangel Gabriel. You're going to be seeing a lot of colors, visions, sensations, intuitive pictures, okay, and realizations is what they're giving me, especially as Mercury moves into Sagittarius, okay, on October 29th in that phase. All right, cool beans. We're going to fire. All right, so we're going to fire. Leo, Sag, and Aries. Alright, Leo, Sag, Aries. These are all just particular today to the sun sign orchestration. So if anybody's questioning, you know, is this more towards my rising sign or is this more towards my sun sign? It is more towards sun sign, but just know that if your rising is fire, there may be things that you hear that intersect here with the fire elements as well, okay? Okay, overall fire energy here. There is something that you had to literally dispel was the very first words that was given to me. Dispel was the first words, and when they say that word, they're meaning dispose of too. They're getting rid of too. So of course these could be, of course, the way you feel about things, the way you think about things, the way you handle situations. So you had to dispose of misrepresentations is what was said to me. Misrepresentations of your true identity and your true energy, right? These are things that were closed off to you because of the way you once felt about certain things. Now there's this new passion that is brought up into your awareness. Where that passion leads, you don't know yet, okay? But there's this new sensation, this new vibration. There's this light at the end of the tunnel sensation. They're also showing me the sun card right now. So this is a more joyful experience, okay? This is a more vulnerable experience, because if you go back to the actual card in which they're showing me right now, the representation is a child on a horse with a flag in the sun and that type of vibration. And when the child is there, there's no clothing on, right? So that means you're in vulnerability. That means you're just free. That means you're just happy. You're just rolling in that momentum of the energy is what was given to me. But you have this new heart way of passion or experience that you're calling to action as a whole. Okay, interestingly enough, Sagittarius, you've been working on your third strand DNA and it's been rough, is what was given to me. So specific to someone in Sagittarius here. And this is where there's been a lot of different transformations. I feel like the transformations, though, are not necessarily on a physical level of something that you can personally see. This is something that you're personally feeling deep within thee, that is giving you the vibration and the sensation of transformation. There's this rawness, or this, you guys know what I'm saying, when you have this like peeling of this layer where it's this newness and this rawness, but you just don't know where it's headed yet. Now, I see a lot of you opening up different shops. I see a lot of you opening up different businesses. You're wondering something about how much is this going to cost? How much is that going to cost? Allow the divine to lead you at this time with certain circumstances that might be given to you. Here's what's going on in the perspective of that I can give you as an overall. So if you take yourself outside of yourself and look down and think about seeing a corn maze, all right, in front of you, whether it's circular, rectangular, whatever, the labyrinth, however you picture that maze, right? And you know that there's endings, and you know that there's roads and connectors and things that'll intertwine. What you've had to do is route yourself to the open doorway for things to connect and come online, is what they've said. So you've been going through this labyrinth, but yet Spirit knows no time. The only thing Spirit knows and the universe knows is, this is the perfect opportunity, because they are now ready for this opportunity, because they've gone through and backtracked or hit the dead end, so on and so forth, that are subject to your soul's growth. And so now you're in a different experience where now these things are coming online in full effect for you. So this could be talents, skills, gifts, abilities, connections, how you see things, okay? And that is Sagittarius, but that's all over here in the fire energy that's going on. There's this purity and this realness of this stillness in every breath, that you are now in present awareness here. And they're talking right now overall to not second guess or hearing the call. And it could be as simple as learning to do something new that just brings this creative passion out inside of you. And that heart-centered vibration is going to allow you to experience different things as they manifest, as you call to bring these things into action. Also, specific to Leo, there's this, and I can feel the vibration on the back of my head sensation. So you may have had a lot of frequency traveling up C7 all the way into the pineal gland. I feel also here, Leo, that they're showing me that you guys have been very susceptible to feeling different energies recently with the transformation that you guys have gone through. So there's like these feelings. Sometimes I feel like electricity on the outside. Sometimes I feel like this warmth and this tingly inside, but it's in certain parts of my body. And this is just representation to maybe certain ascensions or certain cellular reprogrammings that you're going through as well. Aries, there's been a lot of chaos in your chest. Okay, Aries, there's been a lot of chaos in your chest. What do I do next? Do I do this? Do I do this? I feel this. I feel that. I feel like I should do this. I feel like I should. All over the place, okay? There's been a lot of chaos in your chest, which is causing you different layers of distress. Come into a place where you can release the cortisol and the stress, whether there's a meditation you can start and practice. They're talking about divination. So maybe this vibration that you're starting to feel of anxiety and all over the place, they're telling you to step into divination. When you have so many questions, you need to sit with self. And here's what I'm going to give you a key to this, and I will give you for everyone to understand, okay? And this still is true for me to this day, okay? After 23 years of experience in really diving deep and practicing in the spiritual aspects of things and understanding things. In my teenage years, I was a mess and I was all over the place. And that doesn't matter right now. But the point is this. You have to sit with yourself in meditation to be able to be delivered from the questions that you're asking. As soon as you have questions, you're going to have answers. As soon as you have answers, you're going to have questions. It's chop wood, carry water here, guys. And what I mean by that is when you have so many questions in your heart space or in your head, of course, you're not getting rest. Of course, things cannot manifest because your emotional vibration is all over the place. Okay, it's not in harmonization. So when you have yourself in spaces of practicing meditation, and you start to practice that, and you start to practice where you are in that space once, twice, 3 times a day for you as you have these questions, what you're doing is, if you don't think that your team and your ancestors already know the questions you have on your head and your heart, you're crazy. The point is that you're sitting in that vibration of meditation and you are allowing yourself to come into peace and wholeness, okay? You're not going to receive necessarily messages at that time unless you choose to go astral or you choose to go into a shamanic journey, a vision quest, okay? Now, When you have those intentions on your heart and you know how to vision quest, those answers are going to be given to you in the vision quest. For most of you, when you go into meditation, it's to calm your stillness, calm your vibration, so that you can receive the answers throughout the day in fluid motion, not in hesitation, so you don't gaslight yourself. This is why most of you go, oh, I meditate 3 times a day, but I don't necessarily receive anything then. Yeah, but I bet you do when you're doing the laundry, or I bet you do when you're cooking, or I bet you do when you're just sitting there doing something else, cleaning, whatever that is, because you're just in an automatic mode. And that's when you're receiving a lot of intuitive downloads, as you guys call them, or information. So the reason that they put you in meditation and in stillness is to get you out of your own vibration and frequency so that you can receive the message. But if you are in disharmonization anywhere within yourself, of your chakra centers, you're not going to receive the information, the vibration that you need. Aries, this is where you've been stuck. So with this being said, come the 29th, there's going to be a big release for you in an emotional space, for you to kind of get a hold of yourself in harmonization so that you can receive the information. Yes, it's a training. Yes, you have to train yourself to be in meditation. Yes, when I first started meditating, it probably lasted 5 seconds. Then after that, I had to literally practice. I squirmed all over like a 5-year-old. Okay, and it took me a lot of time to get into the practice of the vibration of just being in stillness, even without nothing on, because that's how I go transcendental, is when it's just me and myself. Okay, so, and maybe you have to train yourself to put earplugs in and blind yourself, and I did that. I went through that phase. This is something I had to teach myself to do for myself, to be able to get to that transcendental state, to receive the 0 point of vibration, so that I can go on about my day. And when I receive intuitive messages or picture formation, I'm not in gaslighting myself. I'm not in hesitation. I know exactly what's coming through because I know the foundation of my roots. And so this is really challenging you on more of a spiritual level here, Aries, but fire, but all of you. So there's a few tidbits that I teach in the background to my mentees, okay? And we don't use meditation to receive information. We use meditation to harmonize our vibration, so our conscious awareness is brought up to the forefront. So when we see the signs, when we hear the verbalization, when we get the message received, we don't go, oh, are you sure? Oh, this, oh, that, well, or you bypass the message. So they're really training you in a spiritual aspect here for transformation, Aries. Thank you. That was a lot of information. Thanks for the break. All right, here we go. Now we're moving on to, where are we going? Water, excuse me. I had to come back to present. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. No, you're very welcome. Thank you. If you guys would like specific personal messages, donations are available in the link in the bio. If you guys would like to sit here with me this morning, or if you guys would just like to make a donation because there's confirmation or validation that you've received, you're more than welcome to as well in that vibration. All right, so here we go. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Let me get into my little pose here. All right. You're going through this breakthrough sensation. It's an uncomfortable vibration right now, and this is pertaining to some type of sensation where there's this vibration of not understanding, or there's this boredom type of energy that's going around right now within the water vibration. Now, when I say boredom, it's just because of the fact is that you're in one place to the next. So the next thing hasn't occurred yet for you to see what to do next, but there's going to be a clear channel. And this is something you're literally going to do with no regrets. Like, you're going to completely fall into this, whatever this is, water signs for you next. Whether it be a career space, whether it be a space about a relationship, whether it be some type of monetization is what they're talking to me about right now in representation. Is that there's going to be a more fluid flow of energy, and there's going to be more harmonious energy of how you receive the material aspects of what you need. Okay, and it's bringing about this sensation and vibration of passion, of love, of an existence that has been sent from above. So when they say existence, it's a frequency, it's a vibration. It's something that you didn't know that you needed. But you're meeting it without doubt and without hesitation. Okay, Cancer vibration, there's more harmonious energy on the home front right now, and this is because you're becoming more harmonious in vibration too. There's a lot of decluttering that you've done, whether this has been inside of you or outside of you, Cancer. There's been a lot of decluttering that you've been done. Now, they're wanting you to have some fun. So they're wanting you to let loose a little bit. Stop trying to be so practical in how you do things. And they want you to just open up and allow the rigidity kind of to fall off your chest here, Cancer, on how you're about to do things next. Okay? And just fall into that sensation and that vibration. They said, okay, somebody on my team, I know exactly who you were, said love fest. So this is where you're falling in love with yourself. You're falling in love with what you're going to do next, what the next conquest is for you, Cancer. That was cute. They also show me the death card, which is the transformation, okay? And the vibration, that there has been a massive transformation within yourself and vibration. The way you see yourself, the way you see things, the way you handle things, the way you see things from a different level. And they're putting me up above now. So you see I guess, a different multitude of how things occurred or how things played out for you in that vibration. Whoo, Scorpio. All right. They said layer after layer after layer after layer has been peeled away from you in an emotional vibration here, sensation. There's been a lot of passion. There's been a lot of passion. There's been a lot of sacral energy going on here that has kind of leaked into the root chakra and also the solar plexus here. But it's almost like they're giving me a misuse of energy, but now you're trying to channel this chi in a more creative endeavor. There's a more creative endeavor that you're stepping into here, Scorpio, with validation of what you're going to do next. They said something about a show, so I don't know. I have no idea what that means to you, but some type of show, whatever that is, that's specific to somebody, whether there's some type of podcast, something that you're going to do, I'm not sure, but show. There's been an unzipping or an unveiling of yourself here too, Scorpio, that they're giving me in vibration, okay? There's been a lot of activations at your feet, so maybe your feet have felt heavy, maybe your feet have felt weak, maybe you have felt more energy there, and they're wanting you to practice something in order to release that sensation, even if you're stepping into yoga, meditation, breath work, or you're stepping into a stretching vibration. This is going to help release that tension through the energetic centers of the body here. It's more about releasing the heaviness and connecting with those energies, because it's like there's this energy that's stuck at my feet, okay? All right, Pisces, the majestic intuitive. All right, the majestic intuitive. All right, here we go. Where two become one, the one become the sum. So this is where you're coming into more of a higher self of yourself. Okay, this is where there's more of a vibration, masculine, feminine. There's more of a duality within oneself. There's the doer, and then there's the stillness of vibration. So in harmonization, they're giving me harmonics, taking me back to Hermes and taking me back to harmonics, and they're taking me back to sounds and frequencies right now for you at this time, Pisces. This is beautiful. There's almost this sound of this harp that's playing, and it's a very harmonious frequency, and I'm sure that Pisceans, you could tap into it if you were on that quest, but this is a vibration that's coming over your chest. This is validation for those where two become one, the one become the sum. Now, of course, this could be in holy matrimony and unionship, but the vibration is within myself, not outside of myself. So the vibration is inside of myself, okay? Pisces, you're really working hard right now on a energetic level to raise the vibration of the collective right now on a spiritual level. So maybe you're doing like praying, or maybe you're doing grid work in the background for others, but there's something that's about to break through here for you, and it's questioning. But give me more I want more symbiosis and more symbolism here. Okay. So when I say that you're breaking through to the next floor, this is basically where they're giving me that you're in this phase where you're about to break through into the next floor. And so that's why there's uncomfortableness at your door right now, emotionally and mentally. And you're looking for this type of release. And this breakthrough onto the next floor is also giving me the sensation of way more validation and way more communication coming through on a interstellar level of vibration for you. So there's a lot of cosmic energy that's coming through, okay, for you in sensation and vibration. These are just different realms and different places and spaces that you're connecting to actually help elevate your frequency of what's next for you or what you're doing next in vibration. There's this jump that you're about to make. There's a move that you're about to make. There's an offer that you're about to take. There's a sensation and a vibration, though, of boredom right now before this type of shaking of this energy. And I really feel like this vibration is concurring in the next 2 days for you. Within the next 48 hours here is what they're giving me. Come back and give me your confirmations there, Pisces, but water signs too, because there's this type of transformation. Okay, there is communication that's going to be received. How that's received intuitively through feeling, and then it's going to come through messages, right? So most Pisceans, they're feelers first, so they feel everything first. So they're feeling this peak, but they're feeling it as boredom, and they're feeling it as uncertainty right now, but they also can feel this change or this breakthrough that's coming for them. And that's the sensation that I'm giving in the next 48 hours here. There's this peak as well. All right, here we go. Not that I have written anything in vibration, but just in case, I feel like I need to turn my page. Like I haven't written shit squat down today, but all of a sudden I feel like I need to turn my page. That's hilarious. All right, Miss Lucy, I'll get to you here as soon as I get to Earth signs here. But my page needed to be blank. Maybe Spirit's writing something on my notes that I don't need to see right now, and they'll just light it up later. All right, here we go, Earth signs. Okay. Right now, Earth signs, they're giving me this sensation of community and calamity at the same time. So, give me a minute. There was a calamity within the community of the vibration and sensation that you're receiving at this time. So, alright. Break this down. Because I have like 4 different energies within the realm of Earth that they're pointing out to me right now. There was like this energetic uptick in your community and sensation that you could feel within your vibration. Now, they're also giving me the sensation where there's going to be communication, networking, practicality, but there has been a lot of rigidity of how you guys feel like you have to do something that's been removed, okay? Virgo, Cap, Taurus, this is for you. So they're showing me the Hierophant, but then they're taking the Hierophant away, right? Now, of course, the Hierophant gives me aspects to being the leader, being the way shower of that type of energy, but they're also pulling that away, which means there's been this type of rigidity or this belief system or how something has to be that has been removed too at the same time, okay? And it's funny because they're telling me like the garbage has totally been taken out, or the garbage took itself out, or whatever that means to you personally on a personal level there, that energy has been removed. Some of you may have felt like cycles were ending. Some of you may have felt like there was negative, bad energy around you and you were trying to do everything to remove that energy. That energy is now removed from you and your auric field. There's something about the auric field here that they're showing me are signs that you were trying to heal or repair or something of that energy. There, you're receiving a lot of messages too, though, intuitively through the air, telepathically. This could be, of course, Hermes, Saint Germain, of course, Archangel Raphael, or your guides being the same, but there are higher levels of vibration. Now, Virgo aspects, there's more of this sensation of where it feels like I need to do something, I need to change something, I want to make something real, but I don't know how to make that thing real just yet. But as you start to step into that energy, this step-by-step process will be shown to you before you do that next thing. It's like you take a step, the universe puts a step in front of you, and then you know your next step, because there's always the next step before you as you take a step. Okay, is what they're showing me. Have no regrets about what you're choosing to do in your personal reality. Alright, Cap. The gears are turning, okay, is what they said right away. Cap, the gears are turning, which is telling me there's a lot of thought vibration on how to leave this type of energy. Meaning, when I say leave this type of energy, it's something that you want to do. There's a catalyst that's coming or has come for you in some type of transformation department. I feel like you were in alignment to do this one thing or this thing, right? And then there's been this different check in energy, which has made you have some type of realization. They're like, well, I feel like I want to go this way now, but I'm not sure that I want to go this way now. But this is the fall through, which carries the follow through, I guess, is exactly what they said. So the fall through, which carries the follow through, which means the following of the energy behind you in what you're choosing to step into. When the energy behind you that's supporting you is a good thing as you fall into this next step. They're talking about the creator aspect of you right now. So whatever this is that you are onto, this creative endeavor, there's a new step in here. The gears are turning in your favor. What it is that you're wanting to do, okay, or what your next move, those energies are in your favor. All right, Cap. Okay, right now, in the energy of Taurus, there's practicality, there's also this energy of perseverance, but there's also this energy, again, of where there's like, I don't want to call it hesitation. I feel really in vibration, people would call this type of energy as where you're kind of just in sloth energy, but it's not sloth energy. What it is you're waiting for the energies to show you your next move or what to do. Procrastination. Thank you. Yes, that was the word that I was trying to come up with. Thank you very much for that. So it may look like procrastination, but there's this perseverance and this passion, and you're slowly moving into something. You're slowly changing something. You're slowly about to do this next thing. There's an umbrella over you. And this umbrella is like, nope, no rain's gonna hit you. Nope, no doubt, no whatever this opportunity, whatever this next shift for you is, there's a rainbow, but there's also an umbrella over you. And that umbrella is significant for me for protection, right? So there's no rain that can be casted upon you, right? There's no shadow that can be casted upon you. So whatever this is, the next move that you're about to do, the next move that you're about to make, it is very protective too. Okay, it's like, yep, it's all in divine order, but there's a passion and a perseverance behind the next action, is the best way that I can say this for you. At the same time, whatever this devotion is for you, you're in clearance. So I don't know if there's been a little like questioning about yourself, about, you know, should I really do this? Should I not do it? How do I fall into it? Whatever that is here, I just want you to know it's backed up by your spirit team here too. Now, Archangel Ariel is connecting you a lot with Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia is a living, breathing entity, and you're paying more attention to the living, breathing entity that you connect to in this realm. Okay, so you are actually in a certain type of cycle with the energy of Gaia here. As it's like this... this is very interesting, and I have to say it this way, and it's not something that I'm a fan of either, but I have to move myself out of the way because it doesn't matter how I feel about the vibration. There is something that's coming back around for you in an opportunistic way here, earth signs. And I feel like it's a passionate sensation and a realization that maybe you didn't have about this thing last time, and now they're bringing it around for you again, and you have this new sensation about it, and this is where it leads you to the next step or the next thing or your next request. And so they gave me the wheel turning in vibration, but they said an opportunity, like a slingshot coming back around again. And that's my own personal emotion. They're like, yo, Stella, you got to move out of the way. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll go sit back there and write on the chalkboard again and shut up. But the point is that in that vibration, myself has doubt or hesitation about something coming back around again, because sometimes when things come back around again, it's like, it doesn't look like as it seems, or objects are closer than what they may appear to be. Those types of vibrations may be coming back around again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, because of this Mercury sensation. So there's a great water trine too that's happening in vibration over the next few days, where Jupiter and Pisces and Scorpio are all kind of hanging out and getting together. So there's going to be this type of release, but this type of realization in a new type of way that's going to light up certain sensations, certain passions, and certain like new ideas. So write these things down if they come to you as well. Okay? Beautiful. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, Lucy. And bam, I have to send that documentation over to you today. You're very welcome, Miss Lucy. Okay. Okay, Lucy, immediately in your energy, this was kind of cool. Immediately there was an animal that came close to you, and it was a dog that came close to you. So there's some type of emotional support animal here that is around you, that is connected to you in a soulful vibration, a huge soulful vibration. It's like you lean on each other a lot here. All right, Lucy. Also, immediately they took me to your solar plexus, your heart space, and your crown. All right, so now there's this vibration in the root where the root is getting centered and needing to ground here. When I mean needing to ground, I want you to know that it is a transmutation of energy on a vibration where you are removing certain frequencies and EMFs, okay, from your body, from your cells, all right, and you're replenishing it with, you know, good harmony, good frequency. You're repairing kind of your DNA and your cells at this time through the grounding, through the connection of the frequency that you're doing. Maybe you have a grounding mat. Maybe you've been getting into grounding mats. Maybe you've been working with hematite. These and bloodstone. Bloodstone can actually work with your cells and your blood too on that level as well. So I feel like they're showing me right now that you're working with things on a cellular level here, especially within the root chakra. All right. That also means that your kundalini is kind of stuck in that vibration here in the root right now. But you're about to have this energetic spring where it's about to light up things for you. So I feel like you went through a mini ascension is what they're telling me, but now you're about to go through a bigger vibration of ascension. They said a great awakening, which means you're going to see yourself the way that you truly are, not the way that you perceive yourself in a human space, okay? Is the best way that I can show you that vibration. Your solar plexus, your heart space, your crown. These are where, now for a moment here, your throat chakra was very underactive, but then it went overactive, and now it's been a harmonious state. So that's why we're not talking about the throat chakra at all. All right. Now, when I'm talking about the crown and I'm talking about the third eye, it's because you're about to go through an ascension, right? So they're showing me the vibration of where it is opening more. The lotus is opening more. There's more light that's coming in, which is the divine life force energy. So there's going to be more realizations. There's interpretations interpretation of dream right now that's going on, and journaling right now that's going on in your atmosphere and in your tridal sphere too. You're also removing the mother imprint from you. So whatever validation that you're trying to seek outside of yourself and like about that relationship is what I'm hearing. It's like the disgruntled beliefs about how sometimes you see the things that your mom did or the things that you do that remind you of certain patterns of your mom within yourself, and those are the things that you're cutting away right now, or have been working on cutting away here too in this vibration. That's the heart space, okay? In the solar plexus place, you're asking yourself, what's the difference here between my purpose and my destiny? Your purpose is to be, your purpose is to create, your purpose is to be and experience the reality that is needed for your soul's growth in your destiny. Your destiny is something that you have written to experience, to do, that it is in a co-unity with other vibrations here too. How that comes out, how those frequencies, how those sensations all play out in your personal experience are going to be very different for your soul levels of growth within what you're asking, what you need, what you're wanting, all of those different types of things, meaning who you connect with in vibration. So you are here in reflection as a mirror, and you're bringing into the conscious vibration of the collective more awareness about self, but more awareness on a deeper level about healing vibrations. You're getting into things on a cellular level and on a quantum level too of physics is opening up inside of you as well. A knowledge that once existed that's now coming back online for you as well, Lucy. That was awesome. Miss Steph. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your love, Miss Steph. Conquest. All right, Miss Steph, you're on a big conquest. So you're on a next adventure. You're on a whole new book. You're not just in a chapter. You've got a whole new book in front of me. So a whole new folded map of hand and frequency, right? So they're talking about constellations. They're talking about star map vibrations, right? So there's been a peak of interest in your knowledge and your awareness. Now they're showing me the temples. They're giving me right now, sorry, we've got the garbage man that's taking out the garbage. So if that's not significant, in vibration. So right now, it's like they're showing me the temples, but you know the... Okay, I've got two different types of beings, of statues that they're showing me right now. First and foremost, they showed me gargoyles, right? They showed me two gargoyles, and then they took me to the Sphinx, right? But they took me to Anubis, and Anubis is not just the energy of death, right? Anubis is huge because Anubis is really the dude that started to learn how to embalm, how to transition, how to mummify, how to take and preserve the sacred life essence, man, and transform that vibration into the next existence. So there has been a big level of transformation for you, Miss Pruitt, all right, as you move on to this next conquest. They keep talking there. Okay, so I've got the words in vibration were next step. The word in vibration next was doubt or hesitation, but the other word was children here. So there's something that's going on here where there's been some type of misinformation given to your vibration about how you're going to do something, because there's a misalignment here that you're getting realigned with. Is the best way that I can say this. They're showing me that you were here, and they're showing me that you kind of like, there's a symbol that they're giving me, and I want you to know that in traditional Usui Reiki, there's a symbol that looks like a music note like this in a spiral that goes backwards, okay? So in that sense, what they're showing me is that you were headed one direction, you spiraled backwards, and then this thing is shooting you out into the new energy in the new direction onto this new adventure. But there was a misalignment here in the vibration. Physical work. So there's a change in the physical workplace too. So whatever that is pertaining to you, there's a change in the physical workplace. Whether this means you're going to change jobs, whether you're going to take a higher pay, whether you're going to also learn how to do something new. Okay, you're calling something new to your vibration, a new knowledge and a new experience of what you want to do next. So it's kind of like they said trade. So I don't know if you're into a space where it's like trade and e-commerce, you know what I mean? There's something here that's going on in that type of space with your own business. You're welcome so much, Lucy. With your own business space. If you would like more help, Lucy, you're more than welcome to reach out, you know, and we can step into a one-on-one space and get started in many different ways for you if you do need more soulful, purposeful direction and blueprint, you know, deeper aspects of those things. But Steph, there's a conquest here. Now, interestingly enough, they're showing me the temples and they're showing me the Eye of Horus. Now, I understand that the Eye of Horus is very protection mode, right? But for those of you that don't know, the Eye of Horus is actually used in Egyptian Shahim Reiki as helping with memory, as helping with psychic and intuitive abilities too. So it's not just protection. There is something here about your next direction, and they're telling me to look at your north node, right? Your north node of energy. For whatever reason, Steph, you've been paying attention to your sun sign, but this next request has to do with your north node, your destiny, your fortune, okay? And this is used. Hi, Tanya. How are you, boo? So they're also telling me, for you, Steph, this has something to do with your Scorpio energy that is at play, this water trine, okay, that you're coming into awareness of. All right, Miss Karla. Interestingly enough, Karla, don't make fun of me because I can't sing for shit, but they said, they gave me the Fruit Loop symbol and it said follow your nose, right? And then they gave me follow the yellow brick road. And so I'm telling you, you're following the yellow brick road. You're on your way to the Wizard of Oz, okay? And so it's like, I'm off to meet the wizard. And so now you're on this new adventure, but the wizard is you. This is the magician energy that's coming through. You're the wizard. You're on this pathway, right? And your pathway is being lit up. And that's why they're giving me the vibration of yellow. They're also giving me the yellow brick road because yellow is a significant of happiness, of joy, of what people call those inner child pleasures coming out, all right? So you're following the yellow brick road. What this means is that you are on the road to happy destiny. Now, I don't know if you understand or know where that statement comes from, but that statement comes from Bill W. That statement comes from AA. So that statement comes from a place of where maybe you were once in that space, or you have DNA in that space, Karla, where there's residence there of addiction and stuff like that. You are on a new pathway. You are on a new pathway to trust. You are becoming in Christ. So you are in your becoming of Christ consciousness awareness. Now, this doesn't mean you're at the very beginning. What this means is you are in a place where you are becoming more aware of yourself and more aware of everything else that is taking place around you, whether you want to or not. As you start to understand the vibrations and the energies, your team versus your energy versus the collective energy versus monitoring spirits versus outside energies, you are going to start and be trained by the experiences that you have. It's all been a training ground for your soul level of growth of what you're going to do next. Now, they said teacher and they said knowledge to me. So, Karla, you are a teacher. You're a teacher of knowledge. What this also means is you have the gift of prophetic knowledge. And people get these things mixed up. Prophetic knowledge means I don't know how I know these things, I just know. It's like when you guys hear something in word or hear something in code or hear something in tone, you don't necessarily know that information, but you know that information because you can feel that vibration. You're like, listen, it's just true, I just know how it's true. The prophetic of knowledge is just knowing something, delivering that. You don't know how you know, you just know that you know. It's the deliverance of message. Okay, so you're very clairvoyant here too, Karla, and this is the next step that's opening up for you in your vibration and your sensation. There's been a call to action upon yourself in vibration because you are a teacher, you are a mentor. You're just learning these things about yourself and how to deal with those things and where to take those things. If you would like training and mentorship where you can actually become a shamanic life coach, or an Egyptian Reiki master, or somebody who is certified in the house of prophetic, the house of wisdom, and use that for your availability, you can come visit with me over at Womb of the Ancient Sun or Four Corners Healing 37. So there's differences in each and in validation. So the prophetic soul and alignment stuff and the certifications that you can receive are through Womb of the Ancient Sun. A lot of the healings and the life coaching is through Four Corners Healing 37, which is more of the shamanic space over there that takes place. But these things are happening with your in vibration where you are being called to act. You are being called into a position, Karla, of leadership, authority, of teaching. Okay, you carry the anointing, but you are anointed, which means the validation of the divine essence runs through your vibration. When you speak, you're learning the power of when to deliver the message. Okay, and that's what's happening in your personal awareness as well. All right, most definitely. There's been, I don't know who this is personal for, and I'm going to try to break this down. You used to see things in a way of less than, but now you see them in a way of greater than. They also gave me the fish backwards, right? Which means you're doing things backwards, all right? You're doing things backwards, which is perfectly fine, all right? This whole place is backwards. And I've always said, I've been working backwards since the day I was born, because I didn't know any difference between the realms of existence. They just existed, okay? And also, for whoever needs to know this, the Scorpio shift is going to be big. There's something connected here to cassette tapes. Okay, so I don't know if you guys were being nostalgic and missing cassette tapes, or you guys are taking or finding old cassette tapes that you used to make or listen to, but this is something that is connected to the 80s vibration as well. There's also somebody here that really loves their tennis shoes in that message here too, so that's just validation. Somebody really loves their tennis shoes, so they have like different tennis shoes for every outfit that they have, and that's just the pertinent vibration of who that message is delivering to in sensation. All right, if you guys would like a more personal space, you can jump in with me in the background, either through fourcornershealing37.com or womboftheancientsun.org. Both of those links are there in that vibration, and if you get lost, just reach out and ask, okay? I talk back all the time, answer questions all the time. Take care of yourselves and each other, okay? I'm going to go hang out and get some other things done. Take care of yourself. I will talk with all of you as soon as I possibly can, and I can't wait to meet you on the backside, all right? Until we meet again.